Hi, America. Welcome back. So I hope most of you or some of you got to watch this second half of the debate. I watched as much as I could stomach, but if you have been watching, you see how much of a joke it is, and it's sad because the joke's on us because we are continuously voting for the Democratic Party. Um, I was just looking to see if she would talk about putting any kinds of policies in place that were going to help black men in general, but also I think by supporting black men, black women will also be protected because those are your men are supposed to be your protectors, the leaders of your families and stuff like that. So um, by no means should we think that this mass incarceration of black men and this slaughtering of black men by white supremacist terrorists is just affecting black men, but it affects all of us as a whole, all of the black Americans here. Um, so the white the white supremacists here and the just the whole political game that's being played off here in the debate is it's insane. They're always giving themselves these pats on the back. When they have to redirect any kind of negative comment that Trump might say about Hillary, and then that Hillary might say about him. It's just foolishness. Um, so she did talk about some attacks that Trump had towards her, and then in turn he has some attacks back, or she has attacks back on him, and so it's really kind of um, annoying to watch because none of the questions were answered. There was a lot of just talks about nothing that pertained to America or the structure or economics or anything. It was just foolery. Um, whenever the Democratic Party and Hillary Clinton are asked to, address any of the damage that her and her husband caused black black Americans, neither of them can answer. But I mean, particularly, we need to pay attention to Hillary Clinton since we continuously give the Democratic Party our votes. I want to bring your attention back to the her supporting the that law for the minimum sentencing. It was a law passed in 1994 called the war on crime. That's what they said that they were supporting. But while Hillary Clinton was a lawyer, she this is her war on crime. Okay, let's look at this. She supported a white supremacist terrorist that raped a 12-year-old little girl. She got him like the lightest sentence you could ever possibly dream of. But this is her war on crime. What she should have been saying is her war on black men, because that's what she raged. She raged war on black men. She But by voting for white supremacists, like we allow this. We voted for Bill Clinton. Yeah, we voted for him. He automatically got our votes because he was a Democrat. He didn't offer us anything. He didn't bring us anything to the table. He didn't offer any support on any laws that could help us. He didn't care. He knew he didn't have to, and he was right. And we voted him in office. And due to him and Hillary Clinton backing and supporting this law, this joke, are we really going to do the same thing again? Just repeatedly make ourselves look like a fool, and give them just here's our vote. It's, to me, I was thinking about this and I was like, that's like, let's say you're playing football and your coach and your the owners of your team tell you, we're not going to pay you and you're not going to get any endorsements, but if we win, we win and we had your support, and let's win this Super Bowl. Would you play? I mean, because for me, no football players would be like, yeah, let me just go ahead and do all this work for you, so you can get the glory and you can get the money and you can, get everything you want, but I'll just do it. You don't have to offer me anything. That's not realistic. So we need to stop offering our votes up to the Democratic Party on a silver platter while they throw dog bones at us on the ground. Because that's the kind of trade we're doing. They're not even giving us dog bones. They're giving us nothing. We have to stop being loyal slaves to them. Because when you have a political party that knows already you're going to give them your vote, they don't need to address any situations, anything that has to do with you. They don't. I've seen them address things with that has to do with Mexicans. Saw them and heard them address things that had to do with Muslims. I mean, they addressed. I'm not saying that they were very positive about these situations, or even that I agree with the stuff that they were saying, but they still felt the need to address it. We need to stop falling for the same bullshit over and over and over and over. 738 black people have been shot by rogue white supremacist terrorist cops this year. There's just in the year 2016. What is Hillary's stand on cop brutality? On cops slaughtering black people unjustifiably, because they're just white supremacists. They're race soldiers. They're terrorists. But does she address that? Of course not. Her answer to this terrorism of black people, this murder, just downright total disregard for black people's lives, is to allocate more money to the cops that are killing black people. So we're voting for her to give cops more money to kill us. I mean, if that makes sense to anyone, like, I don't know. It makes me wonder if we are, maybe our self-esteem is low, or we're just like not getting something right. Something is not right when we are constantly doing the same thing over and over again, even though every statistic you can possibly look at shows that the Democratic Party is not doing anything for us. They're not trying to earn our vote. They're just doing bad things. They're mass incarceration. It's like insane. 1 in every 10 black male under the age of 30 are incarcerated in prison at this very moment as we speak. These black men are in concentration camps ran by these rogue white supremacist terrorists, and that's where we have them at. 1 out of every 10. And this is supposed to be a free country for Americans. It's a free country for white supremacist Americans. It is not a free country for black people, and we need to wake up and we need to just realize that we are not free. Okay? Whether it's slaves of the mind, whether it's like, I don't know what it is, Stockholm syndrome, something is not right. And we need to realize that. If you need time to realize that, take this next 4 years. Take this next 4 years and say, you know what, I'm going to take time to look at me, to figure me out, see what my, stance are, what are my beliefs. This is the perfect time to do that. Just because we really need to. And I'm not just saying this to just dump all these issues on black people and make it seem like, it's our fault and everything. But what I'm saying is, this is a huge situation that we're in right now. It's giant. It's bigger than anything you've ever dealt with, okay? Because we're dealing with all these lies that we were told as a child, and these lies that we are brought up believing, that America's great and that this is the best country and that we're so lucky for being in it, and Abraham Lincoln freed us and now we're so free. If 1 out of 10 of our black men are in prison at this moment, we are not free. If rogue white supremacist terrorist cops can shoot dead 738 of us in 1 year, we are not free. We are at war. We are being terrorized constantly by these white supremacists. I know I'm done with it. I know I'm over it. I need you guys to be over it too, because 1 or 2 or 3 or even 1,000 of us, if we're all upset about it, there's not much we can do if you guys refuse to do anything different. Because by voting for Hillary Clinton, you are saying that I'm okay with all these murders. I'm okay with 1 in every 10 black men being in prison right now. I'm okay with, with 738 black people being shot down by rogues, white supremacist terrorist cops. I'm okay with living in white supremacy, in terrorism, without my freedom, because that's what you're doing. And no matter what you say, that's not changing. Okay, you can say, well, I don't want to give up my right to vote. My ancestors died for our right to vote. You're not doing your ancestors any favors. You are not. They are not looking down and saying, oh, I'm really glad I gave up my life for those black people. They've come so far. We haven't. We have not gotten anywhere. I mean, yeah, you can sit on the front of the bus. Yay. Yay, you can vote. As long as you're voting for white supremacists, because that's all they're going to give you. Yay, we can vote for some white supremacy. Let's vote for some terrorists. That's ridiculous. It sounds ridiculous. But that's what we're doing. We are voting for white supremacist terrorists to come tell us what to do, to make laws that affect us. Do we all want to be put into a concentration camp with the rest of the black men? Because the next is going to be genocide again. Like, they're not going to just keep getting worse. They're getting worse. They're just, like, why is this okay? Like, the year that we have, or the 8 years that we have a black president, and we're not getting anywhere. Like, that, if that did not open up your eyes and think, whoa, what the hell kind of country am I in? If you're seeing black men get shot and killed in the middle of the street, and no one gets in trouble for that, and these white supremacist rogue terrorist cops just get off, and if you didn't look at that and like, wow, white supremacy, they're not afraid of anything. They don't care if you have a black president. They don't care, because you know what? He's just there, sitting there for nothing, because he didn't do anything and he can't do anything. Because this country is ran on white supremacy. It doesn't matter who they put in front of you. The country is ran on white supremacy. It will continue to be ran on white supremacy until we stop and do something. And that thing is so simple right now. It's not going to get easier. The stuff that we need to do in order to gain our freedom, in order to end this white supremacist terrorism that's been reaming over us for the last almost 700 years, unless we do something about it, it's not going to end. And it's not going to get easier. Like, this is the easiest. This is the start, and it's so simple. It's just, not voting. Take 4 years to do you and figure out what's going on, figure out what you want to see happen, figure out what policies you want to see, what laws you want to see. Take this time to just do that. Like, that will be the smartest thing we can possibly do, because this is either we're gonna to build ourselves into a way that when we are attacked, because trust me, the attacks will continue, because terrorism doesn't stop until they get what they want. And we're going to be constantly terrorized, and we are going to be constantly killed, and we're going to be constantly incarcerated if we don't do something. So voting is putting us back. If you decide that you want to walk out to a poll and vote for a white supremacist that made no mistake about telling you that they don't care for you. They don't care if you're dying. They want to pay for you to die. We want to take your tax dollars that you are paying to us and allocate that to these cops that are killing you. Like, what? You don't have to do the math. You don't have to read between the lines, because they're telling you they don't care. Just get it through your head. They don't care. The Democratic Party wants your vote and to give you nothing. Hillary Clinton wants your vote, and she doesn't want to give you anything. She has not promised you anything. She is not considering giving you anything. She doesn't care about any policies that might help you. She doesn't care. There's no, I can't express it enough that she doesn't care. And if you just make some time out, even to watch 15 minutes of the election, you will see that she doesn't care. So, it just, I don't know what to do with all of the, not anger, but this disappointment, and just excited over the fact that we have this opportunity right now that we can just really send a message. Because when you look at both parties, seriously, if you watch this election, I don't care if you're a white supremacist, a guy millionaire, you look really stupid if you're voting for Trump, period. It doesn't matter who you are ignorant, hillbilly, white supremacist, Nazi, you look stupid. And for me, if Trump gets into office, it's hilarious to me, because you just showed the entire world that your country is a joke. So just don't even pay attention to that. That's not our problem. We dealt with 16 years of Bush, okay? Bush Senior and then Bush Junior. So white supremacists, extreme white supremacists, terrorists, disgusting, okay? So then we get this Trump, and he's loud, obnoxious, disgusting. He makes no sense. He sounds uneducated. There's no point of even thinking about him. If he wins, oh well. Because his laws, the things that he's supporting doesn't help us, and the stuff that Hillary Clinton is putting out there, the laws that she's backing, the stuff that she stands for, has nothing to do with us. So either way, we're screwed. So let's take this as an opportunity. So the next election, we can have some kind of leverage, some tools that we can use to get these white supremacist terrorists to give us something, to bring us something to the table. Because if we give them this tool, it's the only tool that we have to negotiate with, and we're rendering ourselves just sitting there with nothing. That's what we have. We're just saying, take all of our tools, take all of our weapons, even though we're at war, take all of our weapons, and then that's it. Tell the Democratic Party to bring us something. Bring something to us that's going to help us. If you don't, you do not get our vote. You earn it or you don't get it. Please do not vote in this election. Send the Democrats a message. Let's help end global white supremacy, okay? Let's help end this terrorism, these constant terrorist attacks on the Black community. We need to gauge our own war against terrorism. Thank you.